And I'm curious of some of the innovation that you've seen in the space today. What are you most excited by?
Yeah, I mean, I really like machine learning as a concept. I actually sort of self-taught myself how to build my own machine learning models in Microsoft Azure.
Hmm.
And I think that that's kind of the next step. And you're starting to see it with some of the service providers, is they're starting to understand that the reliability engineers should be the ones that are building their own models,
Yep.
not just this data science guy who comes from working at JP Morgan, who's going to just show up and be like, give me all your data, I'll run some models and we'll be good.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I'm excited about. And that's more in the short term than the long term. Like I see that being big in, it could be even big now, but it's probably big in probably the next 2 years or so.
Yeah. So maybe just elaborate on that a little bit more. Does that mean like taking in vibration data, running machine learning algorithms on that vibration data to predict failure? Is that what you're seeing?
There's that. There's also, I mean, a lot of these platforms, they have the ability to really take in any type of data that you give it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the wins actually that we've seen, well, I haven't seen them personally, but I've talked about with experts, have been actually on the production optimization side. So a lot of plants, they currently have a SCADA system that has a lot of data that helps run their plant. And so by running those and training them on a machine learning algorithm and having the operator kind of, it just can make recommendations to the operator who's allowed to still play with it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They can optimize, production. I've heard 2.5%, which is significant over a year. Yeah.
That's huge. And what I also love about this too, one is that you self-taught, how to take in all this data using Microsoft Azure. And what I also hear from you too, Rob, is that, it's this idea of, it doesn't have to be the reliability engineer. It could be the plant manager. It could be a lubrication specialist that really becomes a champion. What I'm hearing from you is that anyone can do this, right? It's really about taking that first step.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not recommending everybody go out and learn machine learning. What I do recommend is that you should understand how it works and how to apply it at your site. And I think that's a lot easier than people think. Like when we just talk about it, it seems complicated. Oh, I need a, PhD. Like this guy, he went to MIT, like he's a genius, whatever. Like I'm not a genius. I went on like Coursera and EDX. I took a course from Microsoft, and you can kind of get started. And I just recommend like play with it. It's kind of no different than when you have your Alexa or your Google Assistant at your house. Like play with it and you'll find that there'll be uses for it. And then just let your mind be open for creativity.